Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 9th of January for the Sun or the Ascendant. Thank you so much for joining me. As ever, I'm going to give you some broad strands to look out for that we can all relate to collectively, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you, in forensic detail, all the ins and outs of each of the zodiac signs. Now, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me for this first time. If you'd care to subscribe, I'd be really grateful. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me again. If you would like to know what the year ahead holds for you based on your individual astrology as opposed to this zodiac forecast, if you do give me 3 pieces of your personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, my 12-month forecast, and in my special package your life roadmap report at 30% off can give you searing insights in how to manage that period, but also get deeper understandings of some of the patterns that have played out in your life over a long period of time. Now, within that, I'm also giving free zodiac forecast, a Chinese and Indian forecast for the whole of 2023. Please see the link below. Now, in terms of the astrology, Venus is forging a quite beautiful link with Mars, but they're both in air signs. So Venus in Aquarius can be a bit more detached. It also can see some unusual relationship scenarios. But Mars, of course, has been retracing its steps in the sign of Gemini, also Aries, since the 30th of October and moved into that part of the zodiac on the 20th of August. So the fact that they're collaborating so well is really lovely. And obviously, air signs can be about messages and communication. Is there something that you want to say to someone? Because this would be a good time to do so, particularly when on Thursday, Mars goes direct. And I think that's something we're all going to really appreciate. It's going to move into the sign of Cancer on the 25th of March. But if things have slowed down for you and have felt that nothing was really moving forwards in the way you've wanted, this will really help. But also from Monday to Wednesday, Mercury replaces the Sun in a sparkling angle to Uranus. Last week, the Sun and Uranus were urging us to try something different. Now Mercury's asked us to think about something different, but in a very practical way, because both are in Earth signs. So it's about being more innovative around our resources. Now, as the week draws to a close, there is a quarter moon in the sign of Libra. Very much about balance and, of course, about relationships. But the Sun, by that point, moves into a conjunction with Pluto. This is mighty and gives an opportunity for transformation. But because the ascendant energies of Libra, it's very much about how we relate to people, doesn't necessarily correlate well to the power and the more orthodox approach of the Sun in Capricorn, and the energies of Pluto, which can be about transformation. So a relationship in a professional context may come into focus very strongly as the week draws to a close. But then again, it could be who holds the power in a personal relationship. There could be a little bit of a tussle, and maybe something needs to be talked through or something needs to evolve. With Pluto, if we use power wisely, it can be for the greater good. It's fine. If we're using it for more nefarious reasons to try and maintain our dominance over a situation, such as a relationship, then that could cause some issues as this week draws to a close. So Gemini, your week commencing the 9th of January forecast. So exciting because Mars finally goes direct after retracing its steps from the 30th of October. It gave you that initial burst from the 20th of August when you really were probably very dynamic and very much on the front foot. But if things have been going slowly, and of course Uranus has been very unsettling in your 12th house, then It wouldn't be a surprise if you have experienced some frustration or migraines or felt irritable. But Mars going direct this week also coincides with its glorious relationship with Venus. If you do want to reach out to someone that you're drawn to, you can certainly have quite the impact on them. So your sex appeal is going to be enormously strong. Don't underestimate just how much charisma that you can give out. But Uranus does remain in retrograde at this present time in your 12th house, affecting the nervous system potentially, but it is forging a very good link with Mercury. What I feel that this means is that an idea that has been sort of working its way around the back of your mind, you may even have started to instigate it somewhat last week. Maybe it needs a little bit more thinking about, a little bit more finessing before it really is ready to burst forth. But by the end of this week, it can do so as the Sun combines with Pluto. But that may mean that something's going to make way in your life that has in the past been something very fundamentally a part of what you're about, your identity or your connection to someone, or perhaps some kind of concept or some kind of cause. Certainly where you've been very, very invested, some kind of big change can happen at the end of this week. Now, for example, in a romantic context, if someone's been kind of a bit clingy or possessive or controlling or used the dark arts in some kind of way, that will not go down well with you as this week draws to a close, because what you're wanting is a transformation that frees you up. And with Mars going direct on Thursday, that's certainly just the impetus that you need to push through some kind of alteration, but it can be an alteration that can be very much for your benefit.